Welcome to the audio experience of KimberlySueIverson.com, a redhead rewriting reality and multi-genre author. I am your host, Kimberly Sue Iverson, and today I'll be sharing with you a story that's close to my heart. If you prefer to read along or explore more stories, visit my website at KimberlySueIverson.com. This audio experience is for an adult audience. Themes and topics may not be appropriate or suitable for all audiences, so listener and viewer discretion is advised. Now, get yourself comfy as we dive into today's tale. We aren't victims of time. We are creators of time. Once again, I find my brain in a lack of creation mode, so I thought I would entertain myself and go through a very old archive site that I still have up on Blogger. Yes, Blogger. It was the site that I had in 2016, and even before, I think, where I first began to write blogs and chronicle my writing updates. If you wish to have the link or check it out, you're welcome to. But please bear in mind, links are broken, images are gone, and the theme has been altered a lot, to the point that it is a big mess of a site. I have also changed the domain link on it a lot, so links are probably messed up for it for that reason too. It's a garbage dump, in other words. But you can see my very sparkly, rather obnoxious personality I even had back in 2016 by going to KimberlySueIverson.blogspot.com. I got this post from there that I will be resharing. It's one of the better ones where I'm not as quirky and would need to re-edit it a lot. Also, I just really liked the message, and I still hold to the thoughts in the post. So this is titled the same as it was before. We aren't victims of time. We are creators of time. I posted the below around April 2016. Enjoy my utterly energetic, bubbly self. I'm amused when my editor tells me she reads these posts sometimes, mostly because I don't think anyone does, or I don't think about anyone doing it. I write for myself, so I forget these blogs are public. I'm just this awesome, I'm aware. Not really much went on story-wise today, so not too much to mention. I did, however, think about something while I was outside gardening that I wanted to talk about. A common theme among all of us is the idea that we don't have enough time. We aren't victims of time. We are creators of time. Once upon a time, we were animals who went by day and night. Until we made a label for it, it was light and dark. We have had the same 24 hours in a day since the time we created a label for it. Do yourself a favor and stop telling yourself you don't have time for something. Law of attraction and all means that you will never have time for anything with that thought process. Change your thoughts, change your life. No shit, it works. I'm so eloquent. Take responsibility for the time you have and tell yourself, I've done this and it works, that you have more than enough time for everything you need to do and then some. Make it a personal saying that works for you. You don't have to use the same words as I do. Also admit that you have time. You choose not to do something with the time that you have. It's okay. I'm right there with you. I've used that excuse, but it's just that, an excuse. I do have time. If my dog got sick right now, what do you think I'd do? I'd stop writing this, turn off the computer, and go tend to the dog who was sick. That time would become available because I made that time. I create it. Time exists because we created it. The worst thing in the world is confusing ourselves with not having that time and choosing not to use what time we have for particular things. I could go without lunch and have that hour for something else. We create time. So the first step in finding more time for things we want to do, take the responsibility for the lack. I have a full life, but if someone contacts me, I respond. If a dog needs medication for an illness that creeps up, I find the time to administer it and tend to the dog. When I want to garden, suddenly that full life opens up an hour a day to garden. 30 minutes in the afternoon, 30 in the evening. Now I've done a huge chunk of work. If I need to write, an hour comes free. As you've seen, sometimes it's only 30 minutes. I've still accomplished the writing. Second step. Don't beat yourself up for however little time you have dedicated to the activity. It takes time to establish a habit. You will step back. You will step forward. It will be difficult. You will want to give up. Celebrate whatever little progress you made. Third step. Schedules are your friend. The most boring things on the planet, yeah? I often feel that way, and I use the damn things. I'm not perfect by nature. I promise. Okay, I admit it, I am. This is why I cling to that schedule with everything I got, and I still screw up. Oi. A lot of the time I feel like I'm playing catch up with the schedules I make. I'm comfortable with around-ish as a time. I am. Around noon, I will eat lunch. Around 9 a.m., I work out. Aside from the sarcasm, I think it's very helpful to do that. Then, if I can't stop what I'm doing at noon for lunch, and it gets pushed back by 15 minutes, I don't go crazy. I don't beat myself up. However, I don't slack off. I try to stay to the schedule I make. That's also important. Don't slack for the purpose of allowing resistance to win. Resistance is that great force in the world that will try to keep you from achieving whatever you want. I get frustrated sometimes, but that's natural. I change the schedule all the time, so I'm trying to always find the right rhythm for me, and each new day brings its own new challenges. Work with your own. Which leads up to the fourth step. Work with your natural rhythm. We have ebbs, we have flows, ups and downs. Our bodies aren't constantly on and running at high. Find what yours is and work with it. I write in the morning because after working out and around that time period, my brain is wired. I can write easy. It's before everyone gets going. I mean, my mother and the dogs wake up and really start moving about. And I have that time where I know that nobody wants my attention. I won't need to worry about people ringing the door, in general, and wanting my attention. I edit and format and market the afternoon after lunch and up to early evening because at that time my body is in a lull. No matter what, it wants to lounge and be lazy. So sitting down to do all that extra business works out. Then, in the evening, I will work on editing with the paper manuscript because I can relax and focus on it. Not always, so I don't try to push it. Those are some of the things I do. I don't worry about it. I don't overwork myself to sticking with it. Some days I truly am so tired I can't think. I will work on a cover at that time or try to respond to emails. I do things on those days that require no brain, or very little. Work with your natural rhythm. That's the key to keeping yourself going. Remember, you will make mistakes. You will take steps back for every step forward. There is a learning curve. You will get frustrated. The secret is to just keep going. Don't give up so easy. Keep trying. The only failure is in giving up. We are not quitters. You do have time for whatever you want to do. Create it or admit you're not really interested in doing that particular activity. You will find a lot of freedom. Open up in admitting the truth to yourself. You will find a lot of stress leaves your shoulders if you realize also that you don't have to do anything you don't really want to. That was the post from April 2016. This is a relevant post to have shared and come across because that's often what I find myself doing right now. I spend 1 hour per day packing up stuff to move. Then that might also include spending the time to gather things to give away. As long as I'm creating an hour a day, I feel that I've accomplished a lot. The truth is, I am. I liked how younger Kim said that too. We aren't victims of time. We are creators of time. How often do we find ourselves saying, I don't have time, and victimize ourselves to the clock? And yet when we need time for something, we create the space for it. My title obviously went into the idea of us having labeled day and night and clocks, hours, minutes, etc. But we do create time when we observe it too, when we decide to create space for it. So what will you create time for today that you said you didn't have time for? More to come. Thank you for reading and subscribing, or listening in this case. I know how valuable your time is, so it means so much that you're here, and I'm beyond grateful you chose to spend this time with me. What are your thoughts? Engage with me and start a conversation. Just don't be rude about it. And as always, your shares are so incredibly appreciated. Share with anyone you think may enjoy it. Word of mouth is the best form of expanding the reach, so this reaches the eyes and ears of whoever may enjoy it. My donation link, if you'd like to support this and help keep it going, is ko-fi.com/Kimberly Sue Iverson. That's ko-fi.com/Kimberly Sue Iverson. Every little bit helps, so thank you for your generosity. Remember, apparition weavers, everyone is fighting battles inside nobody can see. Who are you willing to see today? And who are you willing to let see you today? If you'd like a chance for your story to be read and featured, get in touch at storiestoried@KimberlySueIverson.com. A new episode and blog is dropped every Wednesday on KimberlySueIverson.com or on YouTube under Kimber Bites. That's KIMBERBITES, Kimber Bites. And don't forget to check out my Ream subscription page. Another chapter is up. I am releasing Guardians of the Void chapter by chapter over on Ream right now. I will be releasing my Priestess World as well soon, long before the public gets the books. You'll be able to read the chapters as I write them and help with the world. You'll get to read extra scenes that may not make the cut either. This is still being thought out on how I will, so they haven't been posted yet, but stay tuned. Also, that world is still in progress, but I have written almost 3 books. I'm nearing the end of the 3rd one. That's the one that when you follow me on social media, if you see the updates, that's the one it's about. If I actually do some writing and get all excited, that's typically the world I'm writing in. So check out reamstories.com/Kimberly Sue Iverson. That's reamstories.com/KIMBERLYSUEIVERSON. reamstories.com/Kimberly Sue Iverson. That link also will be in the description box below, unless I completely forget to add it, at which point you can remind me.